Well, it seems broadcaster, DJ, presenter, TV producer extraordinaire Dineo Ranaka is involved in another Twitter spat. Just days after she was filmed, giving the mother of all telling-offs to her alleged boyfriend. It seems she's now caught up in a squabble with Felicia Zwane. Felicia Zwane is demanding payment from Dineo after she was hired by Dineo to promote her makeup brand Love Doctor for the 3rd and 4th of December 2021. Felicia says the agreed rate was 550 Rand per hour, but Dineo only wants to pay her 1,000 Rand. In a desperate attempt to get her money back, young Felicia Zwane has now published the communication between herself and Dineo. In the first message dated the 8th of December, she says, "Hey sis, wanted to find out when will we receive payment since no one's been communicating with us. Thanks." And she puts a beautiful little tiny flower there. Very respectful. You can tell it's someone just trying to get her money back. With no response, she sends another message on the 10th of December, which goes, "Hi Dineo, it's been a week already. There's no communication from you or any of your team members. It's so disappointing really. I'm the one that's trying to reach out and I'm being ignored. That's unethical. I was under the impression that I would have received payment by now, seeing that you asked for banking details before I left." It seems this message too was completely ignored. She sent another one. At this point, Felicia is getting frustrated, and you can tell from the tone of the message she sends. "May you please pay me," she goes, "before you really make me to seem like I'm someone that I'm not. You're really testing me and my patience." Very feisty. And it seems to work because she finally gets a response from Dineo, which goes, "Good morning," Dineo writes. "Firstly, I don't take kindly to threats. Secondly, I have an entire office to process my business affairs through. Your payment is pending. It's due process as well as investigation of what your daily rates are, as well as an internal inquiry on missing cosmetic products." Gosh. So obviously Dineo is making an accusation here. Anyway, I digress. The message goes on to say, "Please don't test my patience by making threats. I'm a businesswoman who respects everybody she works with and one who appreciates and values relationships. Let's not make a mess out of something that needn't be a mess. Once we've conducted our industry rate comparisons, you will gladly be paid." Interesting that Dineo is saying once the industry rates are confirmed, she'll be paid, and at this point says nothing about the missing cosmetic products. Anyway, she says, "I don't appreciate extortion or threats. Have a blessed day ahead." Very feisty. Very feisty indeed. And then Felicia's tend to respond, and she goes, Felicia's having none of it. She goes, "First of all, you are in the industry. You should know the rates by now. And you could have negotiated with me if you had a problem with my rates before agreeing or letting me work those hours," which I think is a fair point, really. Kind of basic, you know. You don't let someone do work for you and then start deciding and contemplating on what rates you're going to pay them. Anyway, she goes on further to say, "It's been over 3 weeks trying to communicate with you and your team, and only now you're doing the investigation on rates after I've worked. That's exploitation." I have to agree with the young lady here at this point. Let's see what else she has to say. She goes on further to say, "You're the one complicating things here. I've been contacting you and Funi," I assume that somebody works for Dineo, "all along. And literally no one has been communicating with me. If this has anything to do with respect, appreciation and value, we wouldn't be here right now." She concludes her message by saying, "What I've communicated to you was not a threat, but the truth. I don't have to go through all of this if you've done everything accordingly and professionally. I have to agree here. I mean, it may be miscommunication between the two parts. It seems Dineo, thinks that some cosmetic products have gone missing. But what she should have done is, rather than ignore her messages, should have come out straight from the go and said, look, I'm trying to process your payment. There's a discrepancy about missing products. Can you give us a chance to look into this? If we conclude this investigation, then if there's no anomaly, we will make your payment. Should we find missing products, then obviously there has to be a legal implications to all of this. But at the end of the day, this doesn't look good for Dineo. I mean, the girl is right. You either communicate or pay. One of the two. You can't just not do both. Come on, Dineo. You can handle such situations far better than this. All right, good people, keep it locked on Mzansi Jams YouTube channel. MGOSI CORNER.